Good morning. What a beautiful day God has made. Wonderful day. Wonderful day. Another day to share the truth. Another day to try to break the chains of what our government has put us in. We now live in a regime, people. I personally know this. And who am I to know this? I'm John Fitzgerald Kennedy Junior. My father was the president. My father was assassinated. I'm sharing the rest of the story in my book. Please do me a favor, each and every one of you, please search that. Put that in your search engines. Stolen identity. Unveiling the real John Kennedy Jr. by John F. Kennedy Jr. Please help me. Help me break through social media. Help give me a platform to share the truth. Good morning. I see a bunch of thumbs up. I hope you all are having a wonderful, blessed day today. I am going to be going live in about an hour with Sue Greenwald on Awakened Stories. I hope you can join me there. Good morning. I really do. I don't talk to Sue ahead of time. We just get on there and start chatting. I hope you want to ask Sue and me some questions while we're on there. She's wonderful, beautiful soul, helping get my truth out to the world when they don't want you to know what's going on. It's organized crime. It is organized crime at its highest level. The presidents of the United States. It's huge. They get away with identity theft. They get away with murder. Seriously. Our 3-letter agencies to get away with murder. It's up to us as Americans to make this country great again, to get rid of the criminals. Our forefathers gave us that right. And everybody I talk to, old school on the street, say, yeah, our government's corrupt. Well, let's do something about it. Let's go with my plan. My plan is to expose me. They don't want my story out, so help me share my story. Let's get it out. I want to be a voice for the people. I don't want to be a politician. I really don't. I want to be a voice for the people. The people need to be our own politicians. Good morning, Mr. Kennedy. You look like your father. Thank you so much. I shaved last night. I got my little goatee like I got here in my book. I let it grow out. It gets all itchy and scratchy, and then I shave it off and let it grow back again. But thank you so much for your kind words, all of you. Hello, John. Justice for John Fitzgerald. It's justice for all. It really is. Because if you can help expose me, we can fix things. We can get rid of the criminals that are running things. They're covering me up. They don't want my story out because I'm exposing them that they're criminals, so they don't want me out. So if we expose them for being criminals, for not bringing me out, they can't prove me wrong. They don't want me in a court of law. For what I know, they've used me. They've abused me. They've stolen from me. They've done every heinous crime to me and my family and covered it all up. They can do that. They can do that, and they get away with it. Yeah, I jumped on here this morning. I wanted to share me and Sue Greenwald on Awakened Stories right here on YouTube. Here in an hour, we're going to be going live. You know, if you Google John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., you'll see a man. You'll see a pretty boy. You'll see a man that was working for the Gambino crime family. He was placed at a young age. He was my stepbrother. My stepbrother, Aristotle Onassis' son. Billionaires don't advertise their children because kidnapping and things like that are huge when you have a lot of money. People go after you when you have a lot of money. But he was placed at 10 years old to steal my identity. He had to commit a murder at 10 years old. Organized crime does that. It's huge. They placed him. I didn't hold him accountable. I did not hold him accountable for stealing my identity because he was placed by some very powerful people to steal my family's fortunes. He was placed. But when he became a man, a grown man, and he didn't want to admit to what was going on, and he put a hit out on me to take my life, I don't feel sorry for that man anymore. When people try to take my life and come after me, I don't feel sorry for them at all. How could I? They're trying to take my only one life. You only get one. They're trying to take that away so I don't expose what I'm exposing to the world. And they don't want it out. They have billions of dollars. This goes all the way to Donald Trump, people. It's time to wakey wake. Hear what I'm saying. If you want to do a little research, because your loved ones, your family's lives depend on what I'm saying. Straight up. You can root and wave your flag for someone, but if you don't really know what's in their closet, in the darkness of their closet, like working for organized crime, to be put in place to make millions and millions of dollars for yourself, like Donald Trump, do a little research. All the childhood photos are of me, all of them, up until the age of 10. Then they did the switch at around 1970. Around 1970, if you're paying attention to all the photos around 1970, my picture changed. I was a Hollywood actor. If you want to do a little research, look at Richard Steele. Look up Richard Steele on the movie Egg Roll with Doris Day, in the shows Green Acres, Mayberry RFD, Adam 12, Emergency. I was on many shows as a child actor. They stole my identity. They told me I could never come out or I would be killed. Witness protection. Witness protection by our federal government is just being placed so they can steal more money. That's how they operate. If there is nothing in it for them to make money, because it's organized crime. It is organized crime. If there's nothing in it for them, they don't want to have anything to do with it. It's all about money, power, keeping the power. Thank you so much for sharing. Hello, Brenda. Hit the like button and share, share, share. I appreciate all your wonderful comments. I have a handful of lions on TikTok. True patriots, true Americans. I was working my way up on TikTok. I had 45,000 followers. That's a wonderful platform for being on social media and trying to get my truth out to the world. 45,000. At no notice. The day my son passed away, the same day they took me off with no notice. They removed my platform of sharing to thousands and thousands of people all around the world. They just removed me. But there's still a handful of lions. I started a new account on TikTok. I have a few hundred subscribers now. But I'm going to try to work my way up until I get removed again. But I have a handful of lions sharing my book, sharing videos, making videos, because they're awake. And they know how big my story is and how important it is for the future of the world. We cannot have organized crime members, the ruthless, no mercy. They have no problem with kidnapping, murdering children for their profit. No problem at all. I'm a personal eyewitness to this when they killed my sister when she was 15 years old. It's in the book, people. Please do a little research. Look at the man. Look at the organized crime member they put in my place. See how they work. They'll go right on the Oprah Winfrey show. They'll go on the Dave Letterman show. They'll go on the Tonight Show. And then they'll talk. Oh, my father. He had no Kennedy blood whatsoever. It's all a scam. It's all deception to deceive you. I'm putting it right out there. My identity was stolen at the age of 10 with the help of our government. The help of our government so they could steal billions of dollars. You don't think the Kennedys had billions of dollars? They had so much money, but my mother married Aristotle Onassis, a Greek billionaire. They stole his money too. We're talking billions of dollars with identity theft. Now, when you think about my story, you do a little research and you look at the childhood photos, you look at all the photos of me when I was in the movies, and then look at the photos of the John Kennedy Junior the whole world knew. Now, I want to tell you something, and it pisses people off, but they really need to know who they're waving their flag for. Donald Trump is the same. He was murdered. He was replaced. Now he's out there, just like John Jr. was out there, all over the media saying how much he's going to help you. Lies right to your face. Bold lies put right in your face. Do a little research. I'm not for government. I'm not for Biden. I'm not being paid. Wish I was. Wish I was being paid by somebody. But I'm not. I'm sharing my lifetime story of my knowledge I have learned so we can take our country back from the Donald Trumps. Take our country back from these people that are put in place by organized crime. Straight up. I get asked that question, where is Wayne? If you know anything, and first of all, let me say this. If I knew where Wayne was, I wouldn't tell you. Straight up. Wayne has saved my life more than once. I don't want to give people the combination to my lock on what has kept me alive. I can't do it. I don't want to end up dead for sharing my story. People ask me, are you protected? That's none of your business. I'm protected sitting right here. I protect myself. But I can't give the combination to my lock that keeps me alive. I'm not going to tell you my plan. I'm not going to tell you who's sitting out in the field protecting me with a scope and a rifle. I can't tell you all that. I really can't. Maybe they're not even there. Maybe they are. I can't. But Wayne, I want you to think about this really hard. I knew Wayne since the assassination of my father. If you know hypnosis, if you know MK Ultra, there's been many, many Waynes. Many. Is Wayne alive to this day? I really hope so. But Wayne scares the hell out of me. He really, really does. Thank you, Brenda. I am protected by God. I walk with God. I talk with God. I've been on the deathbed more than once, and I talk to God. I really do. I've actually had a out of death experience, or I don't know how you would word that, but I've been dead for a few minutes, and I talked to God, and obviously God didn't want me, wasn't ready for me to take me. And it wasn't so bad. It was actually peaceful. It really was. Oh, you remember that picture of Donald Trump and Melania on the airplane taking her payment of jewels to marry Donald Trump? It's organized crime. Organized crime are so powerful, they can give you a woman. Not a problem. They love pretty women. It made Donald Trump look wonderful that he had such a beautiful woman by his side. Did they like each other? Not at all. Not at all. But she was placed to be with Donald Trump for one reason. So Donald Trump could win the election. He needed a pretty woman to do it. She was placed. I personally know that. She was placed with Donald Trump so he could win the election. Straight up. Oh, thank you so much for joining. It has been one heck of a week here. It really, really has. Um, Yesterday, um, we were in Bullhead City, Laughlin, Nevada, 118 degrees. I was taking the trash cans out, the plastic trash cans, and they were burning my hands, just holding on to those plastic trash cans, trying to get them out to the road. Hot as heck, and I'm 63 years old. I can't handle the heat. Robin can't handle the heat. Hopefully, I can sell a few books and move the hell out of here. Um, but please, I got 40 people on here. Do me the biggest favor in the world. Type that in your search engine just for the fun. Stolen Identity, Unveiling the Real John Kennedy Jr. by John Kennedy Jr. It'll pop up in your search engine, Amazon. Click on it. Let's let them know that there's people searching for my book on the search engines. The other day, yesterday, um, I was searching myself, and Alexius or Alexia or whatever her name is, when you search Google, started talking about my book. I was amazed. I was like, another huge achievement. Then this morning I did it. Alexis didn't come up. But if we can get this, it's free advertisement to get the truth out to the world. I can't thank you, Lions, enough. I really can't. I can't do this. I can't bring myself out. They don't want me out. I can't do it myself. So I need your help. I need everybody's help to make this. This should be, and we all know this story should be on every news channel in the world. They make a big deal of not releasing my father's files, and that's for one reason. They would be exposing themselves for the criminals they are. That's why they won't release the files, because they will. All the past presidents have worked for organized crime, so they don't want to expose the files. They don't want me to expose the files because I'm a living, walking file of what happened, what I've lived through, the assassination of my father, my uncle, and the rest of my family. But it's called identity theft, people. That's the mafia's big moneymaker. That's spy versus spy, double agents. That's how they make their money. That's how they weasel their way into government. They pre-plan a murder of somebody in power. They get somebody that looks identical to that person. They then carry those plans out. They put that person in their shoes and they instantly become rich and powerful. That's organized crime that does that. And how come anything isn't being done on what I just said about identity theft and pre-planned murder? Because our agencies, our FBI, our Secret Service, and our CIA are part of that plan. They are making so much money off killing people and replacing people in our government. But we all feel the trickle down of that. We all do. It's organized crime, and they're greedy. They want more and more and more and more. They're working on the rich. They're working on the powerful now, but they're going to be after us. They're going to want every piece of dirt in this United States that they can take. Us people, we the people of the United States are a commodity. We're a commodity to them. They can't survive without us. But we've allowed this to go on and on and on. Dragonfly, Barnes & Noble is selling your book for $19.99. Amazon just lowered the price to $17.99. I don't have anything to do with the prices. I wish I did. I really, really wish I did. I don't have any control of what Amazon puts on the price. When it first came out, I think it was $14.99, and then they realized people wanted to buy it, so they raised it up to $20. I make $4 if you can do the math. But if I sell a few books, I make $4 a copy. So unless I sell 1 million books, I'm not going to get rich. It's more about getting the truth out. I actually got my royalties for my book. Amazon pays. Hey, Henry, nice to see you, brother. Henry is a true patriot, awesome guy. He's been booted off of TikTok many, many, many times. But yeah, when I got my royalties, Amazon pays 3 months after the fact. So if I sell a book today, I won't get the royalties for it for 3 months. But I got my royalties around the 1st, and I was able to buy 35 more books to hand out. I just sent 3 books out yesterday. If you really, really can't, because I can't afford to give these books out. I really can't. But if you really can't afford one and there's no way you can get one, write me a letter to my P.O. box. It's at the top here on YouTube page, and say, hey, I really can't afford your book. And I'll see what I could do to get you a book. No promises, but I think I gave away 25 bucks. I got on TikTok before they booted me. I think it was TikTok. And I said, hey, I'm going to give away 5 books. And I ended up giving away 25 books because it's that important to me to get this story out to the world. If you got money in your bank to buy one, buy 2, please. To give one to a senator, to a congressman, to the sheriff of your city, to the library, to anybody that will listen to get this truth out. Because truthfully, seriously, they don't want the story out. They would rather have me dead than to get this out. Straight up. So nice to see all you lions. Wonderful. With all my heart. Sometimes I get teared up seeing some of your videos. I wish I could express myself more. You know, I say thank you for sharing and your support and everything. But it's you people that are going to change history. It's you people that are going to make this country a better place, because these organized crime members that are in government right now, they're not going to help. Straight up. They don't want to help. So it's up to us. And it means so much to me. So thank you so very much. Thank you for your letters. Thank you so much for your support in every single way, every share that you do. That's how we're going to, that's my plan. That's my plan. Q has no plan. Q is a stall. Q is BS. All this other stuff, Donald Trump running with Junior, it's all bullshit. Straight up. They have no plan. Their plan is to keep them out of prison, keep organized crime members running this country. My plan is to get rid of these organized crime members, all of them. Get rid of all of them, because they've taken over, and put some good, hard-working, honest Americans in place to help all the causes that have not been helped in years. Our veterans, our homeless, on and on and on. The flow of immigrants into this country illegally. It's huge. All the problems that they don't fix, they say they are because they know they're real. They're right in front of their face, but they never do. And all they have to do is sign a piece of paper, and it will be fixed. There's enough taxpayer money coming in that we send overseas for war, for weapons, or every other thing, and we keep destroying our country. Their organized crime members keep the flow of all these China goods coming into the country. Our workforce has dwindled to nothing, and we can fix it all with the stroke of a pen. And we need good, hardworking, honest Americans, not billionaires in power and suits. We need real people. We need to get this story out to the veterans. 22 veterans are committing suicide each and every day, and nothing's being done. That's one of my first things I would do, is full on investigation of why these veterans are killing themselves. 22 a day, it all adds up day after day after year. We have been screwed for a long time. I've been screwed my whole life. I went with the plan. I went with their plan. I don't know if you want to call it living in fear, but I was told I would be killed. I would be killed if I ever shared my story. Not to share my story, or I would be killed. I believed them because I have seen so many killings. So many people end up dead. Plane crashes, accidents. It's huge. So I believed them. I still look over my shoulder everywhere I go. I try to be careful. I got to keep going. I got to keep sharing. I got to do what I can to make this country a better place. Too many people have died for this country so we can have our freedom. Too many. And we've lost that freedom. We now live in a regime, and people need to wake up that we live in a regime. People need to wake up that our government is organized crime run. People need to wake up that Donald Trump or Biden or any of them put in place by the Democratic or the Republican Party is to fuck us, people. Straight up, sorry about the cuss words. Sometimes we need a little shock and awe in what I'm saying. Anyway, much love, much thanks. I cannot say every time I share a video, anytime someone else has the chance to hear what I'm saying, it's huge. It gets to my heart because people don't realize. A lot of people don't realize when I say, hey, I was kidnapped, I was replaced, I was put in so-called witness protection program. They were stealing all the funds. They don't know how big it is. They don't know that it's going on. It's the takeover of our country. It is so huge. The ramifications, there you go, of my story and how it affects every American. Not just me, not just, because I lost my loved ones in this war, but this war was a takeover of the biggest prize, and that biggest prize is the United States government and the ability to run the financial system, the ability to run its people, us. It's huge what I'm exposing that they are doing. They don't want this out. They don't want my book out. I want my book out. And you probably do once you wake up and realize, look at all the childhood photos, look at what I'm saying, and then say, hey, if that could happen to the son of a president, one of the greatest presidents, and they took him out, how is that going to affect us? You guys are awesome. You guys are so awesome. I've done some great interviews here lately. One of them is in, I don't know, a little over 30 minutes with Sue Greenwald, Awakened Stories. I hope you can get on there. I hope you'll ask some questions. Ask some hard questions. Ask some questions that you think the world needs to know. And I'll try to answer them truthfully. Um, I did an interview with the beautiful Dr. Kia Pruitt. She's a wonderful, beautiful soul. She's been sharing. She got my book. She started sharing my book. She asked me on. I was like, yeah, heck yeah. I did that show. Please see the interview with me and Dr. Kia Pruitt. That's right here on YouTube and other channels. I did another show, the Michelle Moore Show. And I think I woke a few people up on that show. You all heard this video of what I'm exposing, these people like Donald Trump and organized crime. And there's people like Michelle Moore that support Donald Trump. They think that Donald Trump is the savior. It's all lies. It's all BS. It's to deceive America. They all belong to the same crime ring of organized crime. If you look at my story and you hear my story and you wake up, I'm hoping you'll quit waving your flag for anybody within our government and start waving your flag for Americans, we the people, to beat the system that's put in place. But wonderful, great show. I got to share my opinion, my stories on her show. I was blessed to be on the Michelle Moore Show. I really was. Because anybody that can hear my truth, hear my story, that's one person that they didn't want. And when I say they, that's Donald Trump. That's all the people that have been murdered and replaced. That's all the replacements that don't want this story out. My sister Caroline, the Quigley family, the family that were my handlers in all this. These people don't want the story out. If you were a kidnapper, if you were, accessory to all this, you wouldn't want the story out either. Well, they don't. But I'm sharing it because you all need to know. You really do. On well, you keep waving that flag for Donald Trump. You keep believing in organized crime. But I'll tell you what, Tracy, that man is a billionaire. That man has stolen everything he owns. That man sold my loved one's possessions in Trump Tower at Sotheby's auction. That man stole from me. That man is accessory to killing my loved ones. He is a billionaire in a suit. And you know what, Tracy? That man does not give a shit if you support him or not. He doesn't. He wants you to support him, but he's not going to do anything for you. Look at this cat. This is the cat we went and got the other day. Just climbed up on the computer. Isn't that a cool cat? That's Peace Cat. Drop the cat knocking everything over here. But yeah, we can disagree about Trump all day long. But I really wish people would wake up to we don't need organized crime members in power. We don't need members of the Gambino crime family in power. Hollywood. Donald Trump is a Hollywood actor. You've seen him on his shows in Hollywood. Straight up, Hollywood is working with this organized crime we have in government. They are. They're hand in hand. They program people what to believe and what not to believe. If you remember John Gotti, the Teflon Don. When I was a child, John Gotti knocked me down because I spoke up about something that was really in my heart. And one of his bodyguards knocked me to the ground. That was John Gotti. People like HBO build that man up. Somebody that has committed murders of innocent people for gain of power and money. And people like HBO build him up. The Teflon Don. Donald Trump is no better than John Gotti. They're building him up, just like they built up John Gotti. And people fall for it. People go for it. People, you know, many people believe murder is cool, I guess, until it's your own family members being murdered. And he's put in place by organized crime. So, what kind of tragedies are you going to bring on while he's sitting there telling the world a bold-faced lie? Tell us more about George. I thought that said in Caroline for a minute. If you're asking me a question about the news, I don't watch the news. I refuse to watch the news because I know the news media is placed, they have been placed at a very young age by mafia, by organized crime. Then they only tell you, the American people, what they want you to know. So I don't want to know any of it. I really don't. I see too much of it just scrolling on the internet and every other thing. If I was to watch the news, it might be the weather or things like that. But it's all fixed. It's all programming. They call it programming for a reason, to program its people to believe. You know, that's one thing Donald Trump had it right. The news media is corrupt. But the only thing is, they want him on the news because he's part of that crime ring. They put him on the news each and every day. They want him there because they are run by the same crime organization that put him there to deceive you, to keep thinking that there's a savior coming. And then you get all this other bullshit that he's going to be running with a dead man. It's all spin. It's all spin. And I've learned so much of their spin growing up, living in poverty, kicking cans down the road, while these people stole every single thing, murdering children, stealing, trying to take my life over and over and over again. How could I even consider liking Donald Trump? How could I even consider it? Think about it. Donald Trump was my cousin. Donald Trump was murdered. Donald Trump was replaced to steal his money, just like they did my mother, my sister, my father, my uncle, my mother's side of the family. It's a huge crime war. It's a huge war of murder and deceit. And Donald Trump is right in there. So what do you think I would do if Donald Trump walked in this house right now? It's really hard for me to take Donald Trump supporters. It really is. It really is. Because people aren't awake. They've been lied to. They're waving their flags for a murderer. Straight up. Straight up. And if not a murderer, an accessory to pre-planned first-degree murder, which is the worst crime. And treason, extortion. There's so many other crimes that go on with all this. It's huge. It is huge. And I'm sharing my story, trying to wake up people, because my story is bigger than people can even imagine how it affects you and this country. Just keep researching. Keep researching. You know, somebody that admits they were wrong and wakes up, it's huge. It takes a big person to say, "Hey, I've been lied to, man. I can't believe it. Look at this crazy cat. This cat is so happy. That cat is so happy. This cat was hiding under the house in Bullhead City. It was 120 degrees, and it wouldn't come to me. I couldn't catch it. And me and Robin went down a couple of days ago, brought some tuna fish, kept watering it in a bucket, but every time it stuck its head out, it wouldn't come. But I opened that can of tuna fish. I guess it was hungry enough. When I stuck that tuna fish on that little table there, that cat jumped up and I grabbed that cat as soon as I could. Look at that cat. It's in heaven now. Yeah, please check us out here shortly. I'm going to take a break and come back on live with Sue Greenwald, Awaken Stories. Check us out. Please ask Sue to ask me some questions. We'll get on. The cat's name is Peace. The cat's name is Peace. Every time I do a video, not every time, but I say Peace. And I name that cat Peace because I hope we can all have peace someday. Thank you so much for all your shares, your prayers, your loves, and your likes, especially your shares and your prayers. I appreciate it. You lions are awesome. You really, really are. With all my heart and soul, thank each and every one of you. I can't express the thanks for helping me share and get this truth out. You all are wonderful. Maybe someday we can all get together and kick it at a party or something at a barbecue and say, hey, we made a difference. That would be awesome. Peace out, people. Peace.